it's not time for our discussion. Desi had said it. I mean, we're all looking at the state of movie marketing in Ghana. And to help us have this discussion is Nana Yaw Chum Berima YEBOAH, who is the manager of Silverbird Cinemas, and also Henry Kojo AGBAI. I hope I got the name correct. He is an actor and a broadcaster. Thank you very much for joining us.
Welcome.
I know you're no new face, but you are new. So thank you very much for joining us once again. I hope you're good.
Yeah, good.
I'm getting in there.
And the holidays.
You guys have something in front of you. We don't. How come?
Yeah, Loreva, yeah.
But your assuming is something that can be consumed.
No, oh no, it cannot be consumed. You put it in your room and it smells amazing.
Okay.
So you goofed.
Well, I still need one in my room anyway.
I mean, let's just move straight into the conversation. The state of movie marketing in Ghana. And let me start with you, Nanayao. What's your perception of the movie marketing industry in Ghana here? Your perception about it?
Well, I think everyone is doing their best because before anyone puts in resources, funds, or invest in a movie, they expect to get some returns on their investment. Nobody wants their movie to be sleeping on a shelf somewhere or in a locker somewhere. So they do their best way they know how to market the movies so it gets sold, so to speak. Yeah. So everyone is doing their best. In how they know how to do it, but there's a right way to do it, which, in my opinion, is the mark most of them have missed.
Okay.
You'll be sharing with us as the show goes on.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a reason we took up this job, and we are willing to, help everyone.
I mean, we've had producers, movie makers sit here and talk about how the movie industry is not really doing well. But we've had producers sit here almost every time premiering movies.
Right.
So I'm asking myself, if the industry is not doing so well, how are you producing movies each and every day? So let me come to you, Henry. I mean, you as an actor and a broadcaster, what really goes into the movie production that your colleagues are saying that the industry is not doing well?
All right. First off, I believe that for most of the producers, right, I've interacted with some of them, tell you that it's passion which is driving whatever it is. Generally, it runs through because if you watch, for a number of our actors of old, they did so many movies, but most of them died as paupers.
That's true.
So it was more of a passion and the love that was driving the productions, not necessarily because they were making a lot of money. So if some of the producers sit and tell you that the industry is not doing well, it's likely to be true. It's just because there's a space and something needs to fill the space, even if it means producing a movie and breaking even. It's better than nothing.
Nothing at all.
So
So when you say it's not doing well, in what aspect? Is it finances, systems in place that needs to set certain laws and regulations and all that?
okay, so let's just compare the Hollywood system and then what we have in Ghana, right? Because
The gap is just like...
no, but so this is how it works.
Ideally, that
That's
should
the
be
goal.
it.
Back then, we had all these cinemas around. And so when you put out a movie, it will screen in all these cinemas all over the country. And then you make some money. And that's by and large the Hollywood model. Where they put out the movie and then you go to whichever cinema close to you, buy your popcorn and everything. And then, you watch. And so there's a guaranteed return on the movie. But right now, in our current setting, apart from Silverbird and I believe another smaller cinema.
Yeah, I think Snap Cinemas.
We don't have cinemas anymore.
Yeah.
And so the end user of the movie is severely limited. If you don't go to Silverbird to watch the movie. Where else are you going to watch it? And then back then as well, we had home videos. So you'd probably go and buy a VCD or DVD. But with the advent of Netflix and all these streaming apps, that market has also gone down.
I mean, Danayal, before we talk about marketing strategies that you employ for your cinema, we've had Socrates here, and he was talking about how the industry was slow when the era of DVD was passing away and coming to streaming and all that. They were not so fast into learning how to stream movies and all that. They were still stuck in that DVD, CD, and then it got to pen drive. And do you think that it's something that has affected us, that as an industry, we are slow in picking up new trends and all that? Do you think we are slow? And hence, this is what has affected the movie industry.
Okay, so we come back to the marketing, but let's deal with your question. And I can feel their pain, for lack of a better word. You know. And so we woke up one morning and DVDs, well, it was VCD before.
Yeah, VCD.
Before DVD, before the MP4s and movie, and now even the MP4s are obsolete.
Yeah.
We are dealing with a way higher technology when it comes to even screening these movies at the theaters. So you are requesting a format from a producer, for instance, and they are clueless what that format even is as of today.
Wow.
You know, because you come to Silverbird, for instance, and I'm not playing anything on DVD. I'm not playing anything on a pen drive or on a computer. I'm requesting for a digital cinema package, which we call DCP. That's a format we are using now to screen every single movie, including the local titles. And a producer is asking you, what is a DCP? You know, it sounds funny, but time just moved, and we were stuck in a space that we were so comfortable with, and that space is not making us money again. So yes, they need to keep up with technology. They need to keep up with trends now. They need to keep up with what actually works for the moviegoer now before they can even talk of bringing movies to the cinemas even talking about marketing and all that. Yeah, so there's a lot of basic stuff that we have missed out whilst creating these content. And so we get back and get it right. We are still going to put the cart before the horse. Yeah.
Then we come to the marketing strategy you employ to bring in audiences to your cinema.
Okay, so the marketing should really start before you even go on set.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that is what most people don't even know. And they don't even have a budget for marketing. So in Hollywood, for instance, if your budget is $100 million, you set out 30% of that $100 million, which is $30 million for marketing only.
As of 2007.
$30 million.
By 2007, those were the figures. You know,
$30 million.
That if your budget is 100 million.
So let's say out of 100%.
Out of 100%,
30%.
30% of that amount strictly should go into marketing and publicity.
And it's very important.
Strictly.
Yeah.
No, that's what's going to sell the product.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful product. Nobody is aware about it. It's a dead product. If people are not seeing it, if it's not in their faces, if they are not aware about it. Before these guys get aware about your movie, you need to promote it. You need to publicize it. You need to market it to this audience. Beyond which, I don't know what magic anyone can do to pull any crowd to any center to watch a movie. That is purely marketing, you know. But they finished this production, they finished post-production, and they are now saddled with that burden of looking for funds to push for marketing. So they are relying on a friend who is a blogger, or a friend who knows a blogger, who knows a blogger, who knows a blogger. And these bloggers, don't do them for chop. You get me? So if that payo is not coming,
They're not going to be posting as much as.
They are not going to do your bidding for you. Because once you get paid at Silverbird, for instance, you are not coming back to this blogger to say, thank you, you blogged my movie and I made these sales.
Yeah.
So they are taking cash up front. These Gen Zs are on their phones and making money. They are not going to the farms and construction sites and making money. So on their phones, if they are blogging, Amia is blogging for you, GH Kweku is blogging for you, you have to pay them.
Yeah.
And that is when reality hits them. They realize, I don't have cash for these people. Wow. So marketing actually should start before production because you have a set amount set aside specifically for marketing before, during, and after production. So Bad Boys 4, for instance, is about to come in July. And it's all over.
All over the place.
July. Guess what? A week to a premiere, a local Ghanaian premiere, and I don't even have a trailer to put on my screen.
Wow.
Something I'm playing for free. Something I'm giving out to partners like Metro TV to play trailers for movies of the week for free. It's not even available. They don't have assets for social media posts. They don't have enough assets. They just have one trailer. And it gets boring if I see the same thing over and over again. So you're asking for strategies. This is part of it. You don't have to limit yourself to one trailer because you call it a master trailer. There's nothing like a master trailer. In Hollywood, there are snippets of publicity coming up. And then eventually they call something an official trailer. But before the official trailer comes, you had seen like 6 or 7 or 10 other trailers that is calling you to come and watch this movie. You know, yes. So asset is important. While shooting a movie, you are making your asset, you are gathering your content, you have your social media profiles ready for whoever is going to put this information out there for people to know.
Interesting. But can you blame them also, Henry? When we were in a space where the money for the movie itself and so the actors we are not paying them, most of them are doing free for you, right?
Yeah, I was actually going to build a bit on what Nana said, in the sense that marketing is expensive.
Yeah.
Very.
You see, before you put those trailers out on like a cross range of media houses, they will demand money. And so I can understand the difficulty because even the budget for equipment, for actors, for catering.
Location.
Back then, we could get locations for free. They were happy to give you their location because at the end of the movie, you'd give them a credit and say, shot here. Now, people are actually charging you to use it, for you to use their location. So I believe it comes with budgetary constraints, financial constraints. I mean, as the Naya said, there are companies in Hollywood that actually build trailers. That's their job.
Yeah.
When you finish the movie, you hand it over to them, and they will craft a number of trailers and put out there for you. We don't have those environments.
I mean, I understand a bit about the difficulties, which I totally agree with them. Because every now and then, I mean, as Harry said, we sit here, we can have a lot of producers come and sit here with their actors and talk about the movie, like Nana said, a week to or a couple of days to the premiere, and that is when I am even hearing me the Timmons prescribed. Now they hear the things. There's a movie like this that is coming up on Friday,
On a Wednesday.
you know, like on a Wednesday when they come and sit here. And so it may not always be the money, but at least if you're using socials, and when he was talking about the thing that came to mind was Lil Wayne's A Country Called Ghana.
Yes.
Yeah.
The movie is yet to be out, but I'm sure that everybody is talking about it, A Country Called Ghana.
True.
Because the marketing strategy started before the actors got to town. When they got to town, at the location set, they were shooting mini stuff. That I went to the village there, so I saw them. Now we'll post it on
Very
YouTube.
unrelated skits.
You know, so yes, so there are lots of things that you would have watched before the official trailer comes, and you're like, I need to watch
Maybe
this.
Lil Wayne took a note from the pages of Nanaya.
So can we say that these producers do not have an idea? All they know is that they have a storyline. They see that, okay, Nadia Buhari can fit this role, so let's get them. They don't really have an understanding of the movie.
Okay. To be fair, I think that without meaning to advertise for them, DSTV are doing a great job in that direction. You know, there's a whole buzz about the industry recently with the launching of the Aquaba Magic channel and Aquaba Busia, strictly Ghanaian content. And so, lots of the time, by the time the product is out, you see billboards, there are press clippings, and all those things, and that awareness is there. So, it's not entirely that bad. But, the individual producer's touch,
Some do
maybe
not
they
really-
might be limited in that direction.
I mean, when it comes to marketing as an actor, what role do you play in ensuring that the movie is out there? I'm asking this because some actors and actresses, they don't post about them.
That's a very good question you're asking.
They don't post. No.
I post
Some do not even want to come and
Come for the interview.
interviews. They don't, because maybe they are trending in the industry for something that might be controversial, and hence they don't want the host to ask them about it. But a lot of people do not post at all.
Well, I can tell you for free right now that I don't have any skeletons in my cupboard, so that's why I'm sitting here comfortably speaking to you.
Yeah.
But I post. I post on my Facebook. I mostly I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and then on my status. So whatever I'm involved in, of course, I'll take a small video while I'm on set. Or I'll take a photo and say, okay, I'm on this set shooting this, and so I put it out, and then when the product is done and we're putting it out, I post.
So when you're going to act in a movie, do they give you a contract that tells you that after you're done acting, you need to promote as well?
Most
something
of
like
the
that?
contracts that are coming up these days have that implied term where you are unwittingly part of the promotional drive for the movie. In fact, there's a play coming up. I'm running a free ad on your platform. Efoko based in the chest of a woman. It's coming up on Friday and Saturday.
Wow.
And I'll be dashing over to another media house for an interview. And it was implied in the contract that you had to be available for all the promotional drives. It includes interviews, road shows, whatever. We had to go watch another play in our branded T-shirts as part of the promotional drive.
Okay.
Great. And
Do you remember we've had something Gold Coast, the one who
Pascal Aka.
Pascal. I mean, he was talking about how they use known faces because of their following and all that. And if you have a movie where the likes of Nadia Buhari, Jackie Appiah, and all the known faces are in there, and then they don't promote it, then why do you even use them? Because that is the reason why you chose to have known face, because we had that argument.
We had that conversation.
Well,
Truthfully, it's not just in the
They
movie
don't want
industry.
to give these new
Even in the
faces,
music industry, there's been a lot of complaints about it where promoters say, "Oh, the artists we put on the flyer are not even posting the flyer to get people to come and all of these things." So this marketing drive thing becomes a very worrying thing, and I'm sure, as you said, lately the new contracts that come have them in there that you've got to be part.
Yeah.
No, but let's be fair. If you're going to be part of a production or a project, a part of you should wish to see the success of that project. I mean, if it's a stage play, it should be a point of excitement for you if the entire National Theatre is filled because you've marketed it and people want to come and see. And it does something to your image and your profile as an actor or a musician as well. So I'm surprised that people don't want to post. It's news to me.
Nanaya.
Let me, sorry, before you come in. So, do we have people who say they are movie marketers? That is the job. Because in our space, you realize that the producer is the same as the director. Executive.
No, not always.
Was it?
Not always.
Okay, most of it. Let me say most of it. No, let me say most of
The
it.
person who produce, direct, and act in a movie as well.
No, so let me say, oftentimes,
yes.
the director, producer, executive producer, what was the last one?
Costumier, everything.
Online or Samsung marketing at the end.
Yeah.
So is it that there are not people that I can say that this is my product, I need you to put it out there, it needs to be out there, or maybe I scan it obey to another person to continue the job. And then if there's not enough money, what's the simplest way? What's the simplest way that a producer can use to market that. Because mind you, lately the movies we do, and yet again I'll use that of Lil Wayne, because he has been able to catch the attention of, let me choose my words well. It's not
Once I choose your words, then let's go.
Yeah. The
those who
English-
speak,
Yeah.
the local dialects also,
Yeah.
and everybody's talking about it, right? But when there was the VCD and the CD, you see that in town, everywhere, like in every corner. So that one, you go,
Yeah.
you can get it, even the local person can get it. But lately, they are doing the billboards, which is also fine. But how can we get the ordinary Ghanaian to see that there's a movie like this? Okay, the cinema, I'm not sure everybody would want to go to the cinema. But which other way can we get our movies to the people?
So, you see, I mentioned earlier, we are doing a lot of things wrong here in Ghana. See, the burden of marketing should not just be on the producer or director or even the cast, as he put it. It's simply because of the absence of movie promoters, like you mentioned, the absence of distribution in Ghana.
That's it. Yeah.
When your movie is done, your job is not done, but you relieve yourself of that work of promoting that title or that movie to a professional. This is where distribution comes in. This is where movie marketers come in.
Okay.
But because of the lack of funding, I don't even know where in Ghana, as I speak today, that any movie producer can work and get funding for a project. I'm telling you for a fact.
I haven't heard anything of
You
that.
know, I'm on a committee selecting 2 movies for an embassy. I can't disclose it now. But these are foreign entities coming here to fund movies. I think one is 80,000 euros. The other one is 10,000 euros.
Wow.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Imagine
I mean,
if,
can we talk after?
imagine if producers have access to this ready funds or willing parties who are able to fund the movies or to fund a very great project, for instance. So you can have a very great story, very good cast, everything at your disposal. But if you don't have that funds, if you don't have that financial backing from someone, because executive producers need their monies back.
Yeah.
They are business people.
True.
You get me? But in the same vein, they're also constrained as how much they can put out on the movie industry against what they're even getting back.
Getting back.
I know the checks we sign for producers, and really it's nothing to write home about. If I was an executive producer, I wouldn't put my money
Wow.
in that industry.
This is sad.
But it's not because we have bad stories or bad production. It's because we do not have funding for these huge projects that we intend to do.
Okay.
If I'm allowed to mention, some Ghanaian producers are not even producing movies in Ghana again. They are looking elsewhere to produce their movies because that
bad.
is where they are getting the funds.
Yeah.
Without the funding, my dear, there's so much you can do. And then again, like I mentioned, the absence of distribution, which takes off the burden from the distributors, the producers' shoulders.
Yeah.
Because now this distributor has access to a lot of theaters and cinemas, a lot of other production houses, other cinemas in other countries. Now, if a producer walks to my office and wants to premiere a movie at Silverbird, guess what? I only have Accra Mall and I have West Hills Mall.
Yeah.
Beyond which that movie is dead on arrival.
Yeah.
Excuse my French, you know. But the distributor is putting it in Ikeja, he's putting it in Kaduna, he's putting it in Liberia, he's putting it in Nigeria, he's putting it in Ivory Coast, he's putting it in Ghana. That little trickles of funds coming from all these centers is what make up the revenues and what make up the profits. So we need to get our act together. We need to get the system working, get distribution, get film marketers, get everyone, and we should be willing to pay for these services.
To pay for the services.
Yes. If you're not paying people right, then For instance, why would an actor and an actress refuse to promote a movie that she or he starred in? It's just sad. They come to the red carpet, take pictures, and they are
And
off.
that's it.
Even
then
you
that's
see
it.
them promoting those
Yes.
movies.
I mean,
that leaves a lot.
It looks like you've answered my next question, because I was about to ask you challenges that promoters face when marketing movies in Ghana, and you've mentioned funds and distribution. Are there other challenges that
once you get
You've not
funds and
mentioned.
distribution right,
The thing last night
Everything
is
is
everything would fall in
Bottom line.
place.
because lately, if
okay?
I was
you
just
go
going
ahead.
to just touching on the bits of the cinemas in Ghana now. As I mentioned, if you do Accra, you do West
Yeah,
Hills.
that's what I was about to
and
ask.
lately, there's one in Kumasi at the City Mall,
Kumasi City Mall. and
Yeah,
then we
Kumasi
have
City Mall.
Golden Eagle.
Golden
We
Eagle,
have SG Mall.
SG Mall. Also, there's one in there. And now they'll move to Sunyani. There's a popular hotel in Sunyani that I don't remember.
use better.
It's
my people.
So what's government's role in all this?
We're supposed to be having a film authority.
We do
well,
have a film authority.
We have a film
Having a
authority.
film authority is
No,
a
no,
national
wait, do
film
we have-
authority.
We
We
do.
do. The NFA is the National Film Authority, headed by Madame Juliet Asante.
Oh yeah.
We've had this conversation severally.
severally.
And-
But then again, I mean, when they are even reading their budgets and the allocation of funds for the creative industry is nothing to write home about. But
Is it accessible?
that's another question. But the tourism minister will come and tell us how much they made from tourism and all that. And yet again, I mean, we've had creative complain about government not really having an eye for the creative industry, of which really brings in money. So where are these structures in place that can really ask the government of their funds allocated to the creative industry to make good use of it? The NFA, right?
The Film Authority is supposed to be ensuring some of these things, and that is where creatives in this country.
So who are those checking the NFA?
Was
Because,
it-
I mean,
Hey,
like,
let
who
me
watches the watcher?
The way the
No,
thing they go.
but to be fair to them, there was no authority till just a little over 6 years ago
Yeah.
Okay,
at all.
at all.
All right. Now they come in and they have ton of work to do before you can even put them to any query. You get me? And they are doing a great job. There's a campaign they are running, Shoot in Ghana.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are taking it international. NFA is inviting the world to Ghana,
Okay.
showing them our landscape, our locations, our forests, our rivers, our museums,
That's
our cathedrals, our mosques.
I think that year they shot an ad for the baseball thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah,
that,
the
that,
NFL.
that was in
So
Ghana.
Shoot in Ghana has taken off. But, these things take time for an industry which has been very dormant for a very long time with no structure, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I can ask the three of you a very simple question and none of you have an answer for me. And the absence of that answer tells a lot on
A lot
the
about our
industry.
space.
Yeah.
You're mentioning, okay, we cut the NFA some slack and put this blame at the doorstep from the ministry to
Tourism.
the tourism ministry,
No,
to the Creative Arts
there's a
Agency.
creative arts
Yeah.
ministry.
That is supposed to be a creative arts agency. As I'm but the creative arts agency,
You'll be made to stand up and greet. You.
the creative arts agency is supposed to look at all of these things,
Yeah.
but it's not happening, and it keeps going back and forth here and there. But Henry, you are in this space. You will keep acting. You will keep living your passion. But I'm sure it's very disheartening hearing all of these things in your space. Like every now and then, like, oh, our space, like that. When you, when yourself and your colleagues meet, do you have these discussions? Sometimes people think that there's not a unified force to fight for what is yours as stakeholders in the movie industry.
Okay, so
Sorry.
All right.
Your Actors Guild and all your are even not
I was
unified.
coming there.
Yeah.
I was coming there. You know, we had yes, we
God.
had the Ghana Actors Guild back then, but most of those organizations turned out to be a platform for people to market themselves.
To test the leadership skills.
Exactly. So
Wow.
we are the face of acting in Ghana. So if you're coming to do anything related to acting, you have to go through us. That was what it was all
Gatekeepers.
about. So it was not about fighting en masse for the broad generality of the people in the creative industry. Recently, we have a Screen Actors Guild. I really don't know what is happening to it, you know. So maybe the industry has been structured in such a way that everybody fights for themselves.
Wait, are they
everybody
not
for
empowered
themselves.
enough to do like?
When you say
It's
empowered,
just
how do you
there.
mean?
Maybe something, a law that is giving them.
I don't
also-
think
I don't
there's a
know.
law needed in the first place.
But-
When the American acting people, I've forgotten the name, when they wanted a pay
Yeah.
rise,
They went,
they
on,
went on
strike.
strike.
Yeah.
And something had to be done about
Yeah.
it.
Maybe it's because their system is sort of like centralized.
Yeah.
You see,
But I'm sure when all of you match to those in authority, Okujana, when you know Ashish red there, yeah, bre, we need to sort these things out.
Yeah.
ASAP.
I think it can be
I was
done,
hearing
right?
like, yeah,
It
Jabba,
can
we
be
do
done,
more.
right? It can be done.
Yeah, it can be done.
Are we going for a break?
Let's be wrapping up on the conversation. We'll take
Okay.
our final thoughts.
Yes,
from Nana.
I want to find out,
And then
Nana.
Henry.
I mean, when it comes to selecting of movies for your cinema, what are the criteria you look for before you select certain movies, and how does it affect your marketing for that those kind of movies?
Okay, so I have just one word for you. The movie should be marketable. By marketable, it means it has to have a commercial appeal.
Okay.
Commercial appeal means it needs to bring in the moolah when I put it on my screen. If I cannot determine all these when you bring a movie to my desk, then I'm not screening that movie.
So you do
So,
preview it first, right?
If I don't see it, it's not showing.
Wow. Wow. But would you say that you get a lot of revenue from the cinema? You have lots of people wanting to premiere their movies at the cinema.
Oh, yes. For people, for producers bringing movies to be premiered, I get like 10 a week. Oh, yes.
And we have just
And I do
7
like
days, yeah.
19 for the whole year. My records from last year, 19 titles the whole year. That's quite abysmal. But that should also tell you the quality of production I'm getting on my
is
desk.
that to say you reject some?
I reject all of them, sir. But this shouldn't even be the job of a cinema. This is the work of a distribution company. They go through pre-screening, previewing it, selecting it, and then recommending these movies for all other theaters that they distribute. So me sitting here, I have a movie sheet that tells me every movie I have to screen between now and the end of the year. These titles include other African titles, mostly Nigerian titles, that I'm compelled to screen just because a certified distribution company has given me the title to screen.
Oh.
And it's always good because someone has done his job somewhere and has relieved me of that work of going through determining whether your movie is good enough or it isn't. So unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier, we need to get these systems in place. Producers can't come directly to a cinema to negotiate terms for engagement or business. This should be done by professionals. These professionals are called distributors, and we have none in Ghana.
Too bad. Henry, you mentioned a play.
Yes.
Tell us more about it.
Thank you for the opportunity. So, I'm sure you remember the late Efokojoma.
Yes.
The Chest of a Woman.
Prolific playwright, and he was a judge on a number of reality shows before he passed. And so one of his plays called In the Chest of a Woman has been picked up for production by African Arts Network. And so we're staging it at the National Theatre this coming Friday and Saturday, 2 shows, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. sorry, and 8 p.m. and it's going for 150 CDs. Now, it's relevant in these days of women empowerment, you see. And let's be fair, let's be objective, let's be realistic. Women have always played leadership roles in our space. I mean, we could talk about the Yasantoas. On the continent of Africa, we have other historical figures, women, the Tasi Hangbays and all those people who led men into war. In our domestic settings, a lot of the time our mothers, they stand up to be counted when our fathers falter somewhat. And so it's a testament to the honoring of the woman and the fact that they can always bring a lot to the table when they are given the opportunity to lead, yes.
Okay. So, what role did you play in, or do you play in?
It was in the chest of it.
Anytime I have to talk about my role, it's a bit comic. So I'll just say,
If you just wait till come and see the.
Hey, Nanaya,
Yes.
what movies are premiering this week?
This weekend.
Yeah, this weekend,
It's next weekend. So
Next weekend,
yes,
was
but
it?
we have
Okay.
some interesting titles showing. There's Abigail, and we have Civil War. And some interesting titles. So they should come through.
What about Wish?
Wish was earlier this
There
year.
was earlier.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You've been absent at the cinema.
Yeah, it's been a while. But I'll come and watch Abigail
should.
then.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm giving both of you free tickets to go see
Okay.
his play
Ooh,
In the
thank you.
chest
Thank you
of
very
but
much.
why are you the one sharing the ticket?
because you didn't give them. I'm buying 2 tickets for them.
Well, I'm just an actor on the set, so that conversation should have been taken up with the producer,
With the
of the play,
producer.
who you happen to know.
I'm not having the conversation.
Okay, at this point.
Sorry.
Thank you very much. I mean, we've been having the conversation about movie marketing in Ghana. We've tried to understand some of the challenges, where we went wrong and all that. And I hope you learned a lot from this conversation. So Henry, I want to get the name correct. Henry Kojo AGBAI. AGBAI, who is an actor and a broadcaster, and Nana Yao Chum Berima YEBOAH, who is the manager at Silverbird Cinemas. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's been awesome having you.